Today, a 33-year-old man is in critical condition after a police shooting in Medicine Hat. Plus, an accused Guatemalan war criminal arrested in Lethbridge goes on trial in the U.S. And demolition finally begins on a 30-year-old eyesore in the downtown core.
CTV News with Jackie Scantlebury.
Good afternoon. A man is in critical condition in hospital after he was shot by police in Medicine Hat. It happened last night around 9 o'clock when police got a call about a man with a gun. Now police say when they got to the home, the armed man tried to leave. Several shots were fired. The man was taken to hospital in critical condition. No one else was hurt. The Alberta Serious Incident Response Team is now investigating. Our news crew has just returned from Medicine Hat, and we'll have more on this story in just a moment. Meanwhile, an accused Guatemalan war criminal arrested in Lethbridge went on trial today in the U.S. Jorge Sosa was extradited to the United States last fall to face charges of lying to immigration officials about his military past. The 55-year-old is accused of leading a Guatemalan army unit that massacred 222 villagers during that country's Dos Ceros civil war. Sosa was visiting family in Lethbridge when he was arrested. He had asked Canada's highest court to intervene in his case, but the justices refused. U.S. federal prosecutors at the trial in Riverside, California, now hope to strip Sosa of his American citizenship. Sosa also faces extradition to Guatemala to face murder charges there. He maintains, though, he was not in the village at the time of the killings. Well, it's believed to be the largest methamphetamine bust the city of Calgary has ever seen. The Calgary Police Service Guns and Gangs Unit has taken over $1 million worth of drugs off city streets. They made the arrest earlier this month in a parking lot. In addition to crack and cocaine, police also seized a handgun, a GPS tracking device, and police-type radios. The investigation began back in July when police received a tip about drug trafficking activities. Okay, Dory, I really hope it's just a typo, but I saw a minus in the forecast for Friday.
Yeah.
A minus.
A minus number, yes. Skies are going to clear out overnight, but the good news about that is that for the weekend, temperatures are going to improve of what we're going to be going through tonight and tomorrow and possibly even into Thursday. The cooler temperatures, we'll see a warming trend on the way on the weekend. So a little bit of frost and then, yeah, it warms up. So it's all good. I'll tell you all the details in a couple of minutes.
She's good with that forecast. A little bit of frost, then it warms up. More weather coming up with Dory. Well, one of the big surprises coming out of the nomination day for the municipal election yesterday, the number of candidates running for the public school board. There are 22 people running for the trustee spot on the Lethbridge Public School Board, District number 51. Last year, all of those 7 spots were filled by acclamation. There were a number of trustee positions filled by acclamation over in the Holy Spirit School Division, including wards 3, 4, and 5. But there are 6 candidates running for the 5 seats in Ward 2. Ward 1 had to reopen today, though, for nominations because no one came forward yesterday. It's the beginning of the end for a Lethbridge eyesore. Demolition is now underway on the atrium building. The derelict cement structure has been left abandoned in the downtown core for over 3 decades. The demolition is expected to take at least a month to clear the site. The project is being carried out by Vancouver-based EnviroCan Environmental Services at a cost of about $390,000.
Well, we'll be taking the building down mechanically with the shears and just taking 1 square foot at a time, and it's more of a dismantling process than a demolition. But it's not a very large scope of work, but it is technically challenging due to the adjacent properties and of course the public. But if you put the right controls in place, it'll be fine.
Initial student enrollment numbers show increases for both the University of Lethbridge and Lethbridge College. Enrollment has increased 5% at Lethbridge College this fall. It's one of the largest student enrollment counts in recent years, with 4,668 students. A lot of that increase is due to online enrollments.
but we saw an increase of 189 new students apply to programs online. That was a 61% increase from this time last year. They're people who work full-time, they have or part-time jobs, and so they can't get onto campus and do that regular 9-to-5 student work. And so we have students from all over Canada doing that.
Lethbridge also saw some big increases as well. The graduate program increased 16.4%, while new high school student enrollment is up 11.3%. It was an exciting and emotional kickoff to a Lethbridge Elementary School's annual Read-a-thon. Students at Westminster School embarked on a unique field trip today, visiting Chapters bookstore to pick out books for their school library. The event was a tribute to one of their volunteer readers who recently passed away. Terry Vogt reports.
Most of these kids may have gone book hunting before, but it's not likely they've ever had an experience like this. They were bussed down to Chapters to pick out new books for the library at Westminster Elementary School.
I think it's fun because we get to pick out our own books and we get to have a lot of fun doing it.
It's kind of a once-in-a-lifetime thing for us.
A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that came from a very special person, Sue LeBoon, a woman who loved to read and write, one of a group of community volunteers who would read with students every week. When she passed away this summer, her family started a memorial fund in her name, a fund that grew far bigger than anyone expected.
We're basically doubling our library today. It's huge. It's just massive for these kids. And to give the kids, to have the luxury to give the kids some ownership over it and have them choose the books is, it's just unreal.
We can pick our own books and read them in the library.
Oh, she would have been totally excited about this. And she was just thrilled dealing with these kids. The kids give a lot back too. I mean, you're reading to them and they're learning, and just she always commented on just how excited she was when she got a chance to meet with the children and watch them read and watch them learn, and that's what this is all about.
I love seeing the excitement, actually, I think is the best part about it. And them knowing why they're doing this for Sue is pretty cool too.
Students say Sue was fun. Teachers say she developed a bond with many of the children. And through these new books, she'll continue to inspire the kids and get them excited about reading. Terry Vogt, CTV News, Lethbridge.
The school says donations to the Memorial Fund exceeded everyone's expectations. Time now for our weekly feature of Farm TV.
Fall is harvest season, and farmers often need to use public roads as they move their equipment from field to field. There are also more large trucks on the road hauling grains to farm bins and potatoes and sugar beets to storage areas. All this equipment on the roads increases the chance of an accident between farm equipment and other vehicles.
Well, this is the time of year for sure when a lot of equipment, whether it's harvesting or whether it's truck moving, you know, what's been combined off, there's a lot of equipment moving. And because everybody's, you know, pushing to get it done, often they're not just working in the daylight hours, but through twilight and into the dark.
Collisions with equipment pulling onto the roads is one problem, but so is passing farm equipment on highways and side roads.
You know, if a tractor or other implement is traveling kind of an average around that, you know, 15 to 25 kilometers an hour, depends which it is, and you're overtaking them going 100 or 110, it's just a matter of seconds. And often people badly underestimate how quickly they're going to close on the piece of equipment.
Farm TV is brought to you by DA Building Systems.
We've still got more on the Medicine Hat shooting story to come to tell you about. Straight ahead, though, here are the day's markets.